Morning, everybody. Chad, Doss Farms. So today's the day they've been talking about. It's gonna get a little western with the severe weather. 64 degrees currently. Well, if you're wondering where the dogs are, haven't let them out yet. Everybody gets so confused when I walk out on the back deck at 6:30 in the morning and they see the dogs out and they're like, why don't you put your dogs up? We do. I let them out, but I kept them in a little bit longer this morning. We had some storms. None of them sleep well when it's storming. It's only like a 30-minute thunderstorm, but anyway, yeah. We do need to put old Howard. Never mind. I was gonna put him in the pool, but he's kind of dirty and Ray just spent a lot of time cleaning the pool, so we're gonna leave Howard out of the pool. Boy, it is, hang on, timeout. It is dark over there. That's impressive. Yep, if you missed yesterday's video, sorry the fans are buzzing. We keep them on at night for the dogs. We bought some trees. We've got 3 Leland cypresses, which you guys helped us out with, and these can get like 50 feet tall. But what we don't want to do, because you guys told us, is we don't want to trim too much of the bottom until they take hold. So like, we need to get them established before we trim the bottoms. Same with the loblolly, which I really wish I would have got more of these. I may go back today because some of you guys really liked them. And I'm not worried about pine cones and all that stuff. I got 40 acres, guys, okay? I know some of you are just being helpful, and I sincerely appreciate it. A lot of it was helpful. So when I say I'm not worried about pine cones, it's not that I'm disregarding your comment. What I'm saying is I appreciate the comment, and I'm gonna make sure we plant these where whatever's underneath it or whatever we may wanna do someday is not gonna be affected by needles falling off and things like that. But these are evergreens, which means about every 3 years they shed their brown needles. So once a tree is about 3 years old, every year it's gonna shed needles. Does that make sense? But the life of the needle is 3 years, the pine needle. But regardless, I really appreciate it. I need to make a decision about this tree. Conundrum might be a strong word. We've got 2 trunks. Most southern magnolias only have 1. So it looks like this was a shoot here that they should have cut, according to the botanist, I guess, at Home Depot. And I do trust those guys. I don't want to say whatever about them. It makes sense. He said if you cut this tree will go stronger. He said they're great climbing trees, which I know that because there was like a 40-foot tree next to my grandparents' house growing up, and we used to climb that thing to ridiculous heights. I would never let my little boys do that. I got to be honest. Chad, let them explore, let them adventure. You did it. No, I shouldn't have been doing it. That was dangerous. But these loblollies, they get like 50, 75 feet tall. There's reports of them making it to 100. That's pretty crazy. I mean, anytime something needs a 30-foot distance between the tree next to it, that's impressive. We've got a beautiful weeping willow here, which I'm going to plant probably right there. Yep. That's a 12 by 12 square. I'm going to put it right there. There's water, electric, but it's inside the house. That's okay. I know you're just trying to help. No, I'm being funny. Yeah, so the weeping willow, it's one of Ray's favorite trees. Also a mimosa. I'm on the hunt for a mimosa. What you have to understand is I'm not saying they don't invade sewer and septic lines and can be troublesome for electric and patios, because a weeping willow can grow, I think it was 3 times further out, the roots, 3 times further out than the tree branches. So if you have a 40-foot tree, you can have a 120-foot root system, like diameter, underneath the willow tree. So I would say what we need to do is make sure it's 100 feet from anything we don't want destroyed or might not want destroyed. But I'm not going to so much worry about fencing over by Izzy and, well, stay tuned. There's more animals over there in Izzy's pen. By Izzy's pen, and there is a water line over there. But it's not that roots actually penetrate water lines. What they're doing is they're breaking down PVC that has been there for years. Or what actually happens, just so you know, I've done my homework, the root system will actually grow to the water because it's going to condensate. Things do, even underground. It's going to actually grow towards it, and then it's going to try and get inside the pipe, but it typically can't. Even, we buried Pex A 3/4, and it's going to try and penetrate it, but when it can't, it's just going to push it. And it's going to push it and push it, move it maybe 5-6 inches. Well, with Pex A, that's okay. You can move it around. It's pliable. Now, I don't really want the tree doing that because that's how things come disconnected up the line where I've got push to connect fittings, even though I did them properly. But it's the pushing and pulling of the pipes that actually cracks them. And then people think, oh, it ruptured, the root ruptured the pipe. Well, it's not actually what happened. The root pushed the pipe, forcing it to crack, and then, yes, roots moved in. It's not like this root goes up to this pipe, which is a 1/4 inch thick, should be, nice thick PVC, and goes, and then it's through. That's not really how it works. But regardless, obviously I'm going to heed all warnings and make sure we plant it somewhere that's extremely safe and we're not worried about it, rupturing anything crazy important. So. Beautiful morning, amen. What do you say, dogs? What do you say? Before I forget, these fans right here, I bought them last year and they work great. We've got one in each side of this back door, and then we got one down there, and they oscillate. These were only like $60. But they move a lot of air, and you can position them, but they just plug in. And then we put them on a smart plug so I can shut them off if we're not here. It's been a couple hours. I had some eggs. You guys aren't gonna believe this, man. A lot of you guys have noticed how much weight I've lost. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm holding pretty steady at 40 pounds lost. And I don't know that I'll get too much more below that. That puts me about 234. I'd have to start running or something to get below that, and well, that's just not gonna happen. Only running I do is if one of them things in there with swords on the side of their head starts swinging at me, but they're all pretty gentle, so that don't happen. But anyway, yeah, had myself some eggs, guacamole, sourdough bread, a little cilantro on top, just a dash of cheese. That's how you talk when you're eating healthy. Just a dash, a skosh, a pinch. Chickens, guess what? Guess what day it is? What do we say, little one? What's up, buddy? So this has actually been the rooster that's making all the noise. It's kind of cool. Ow! Doggone it, that hurt. That was not nice, sir. You bit me. Yeah, I think we're gonna open this up because they're starting to get a little bit curious. They hang out in here a little bit more than I think they should. So they're clearly wondering what this is. Now, if we start seeing them nest in there like at night, we'll close that back up. But, it's Sunday, and I don't make a habit of being whatever on a Sunday. But let me tell you something, man. When you're one of 3 roosters bidding for the final spot of 1, I don't think I'd be biting the farmer. Well, the storm somewhat went north-south of us, and I'm not too upset. I say storm. The first round of thunderstorms went around us. But that wasn't supposed to be the heavy hitter. The heavy hitter is this afternoon and then tomorrow afternoon as well. So we still got it coming, but I figured I'd bring you guys down to the creek, show you what it looks like before the rain hits.
Get it.
So peaceful down here. Nothing like the sound of a jet 40,000 feet up when you're trying to enjoy the creek. I know where it's at. Oh well. The little butterflies or grasshoppers or something. I tell you what, if I had this cleared, I'd put a weeping willow in there, just because I think it would thrive with the creek right here. But yep. But we also want to be able to see it, so we got to find a place. Let me go show you actually where I think Skeeter, where I think it would be best. I thought I heard June back here somewhere. To see if Izzy wanted some food. Let's check on her. I hear her. Izzy! All alone. We're gonna change that though. What's funny is, so Carter won both of his soccer games yesterday, so by the time you guys see this, he'll be playing in, I believe, the championship. They won't have any idea till they see this video that there's more friends here. So, where'd you say, pig? Where'd you say, pig? So this is the last bit of that creep feed, actually. Or not creep, excuse me. Last bit of the cattle crack, the finisher. Yep, by the end of this video, she's gonna have more buddies. So stick around, don't leave. Look at that view, folks. My goodness. So basically, let's take a little detour right here. Basically, what I've been told is we should not clip the branches of those Leland cypress trees until they're established like this one, which I promise you, that tree is probably a foot taller than it was last year. That's a big old tree. So they can grow average of like 2 feet a year or something like that. Those Leland cypress are even more. So I'm excited. Now, as far as the willow tree goes, the weeping willow, I think I want it like right over here somewhere. Right in here, I think. The only problem is it gets huge. And right now we cleared all this land. June, I'm trying to talk. Give me a minute. We cleared all this land, and we cleared all the land under there, and we can see in, Junebug, we can see into the woods. So I don't know if I want it right there. I thought about putting it right there where that mess is, but we do have a water line along that fence, like a foot from it. So I don't know. I could put the weeping willow like right here, but that would block a little bit of the fence right there. I don't know, man. We've got time. I think that was one of the best comments that we got last year and last night when we started planting some things around the farm, is you've got time. And that's what a lot of you were telling us, and that's why I say I'm not coming back at you. I appreciate when you guys share your knowledge. I really do. And what you shared is, hey, weeping willows are gorgeous. I'm summarizing. Weeping willows are gorgeous, but don't plant them near your water lines or your trees, or, I'm sorry, your cars. Anything you may not want destroyed, okay? Because they can be a little ornery. Gonna ornery. Morning, Junebug. Sugar! Boom! There we go. All right, is everybody here? No? Where's Finn? Dude, brother, hang on. Miss Glory? Junebug? Get out of there. Stinkers. All right, let's go. Woo! Bunny. Fiona. Not showing a bag yet, but we're getting there. Phineas. Oh, Maximus took a detour. Let's scoot over here a little bit. What's up, buddy? This is everyone. Tipsy. We really just want to see the bag. Donkeys. We say. Yeah, they were wanting cuddles the last couple days because they couldn't get to the cubes. Now they can get to the cubes. They're not interested. Badonk. Look at him. Taking a detour so I don't slow his roll. Looking good. Miss Bonnie. Nellie. That horn span's looking amazing. Been waiting on Sugar to sample some cubes. She hasn't yet, but still a little bit young. So I kind of went around the horn here just to check fence lines and whatnot. And I'll show you where the cows are and where we left them. But I wanted to show you something in particular. So, see all that in there? See how you can see through it? Now about another 20 yards, you can't see through it. But this is where I mulched a lot of trees. There's actually a lot of debris on the ground right there with that disc mulcher we rented. And the cows have kept that down. And the cows are straight through that path right there. But I wanted to show you this. This tree right here was nasty, man. I mean, I honestly, it was like a bush. I thought it was, 12 feet tall because it was way up there. But that was last year. But the cows, now that they're in here, they have absolutely come through and crushed this thing. And it's dead. It won't survive. That's what we want. So that's why I continually keep trying to thin all this out. In case you didn't know, we have a wood chipper coming from our friends at WoodMax. And I am excited. A lot. I mean, there is so much stuff to chip up around here. Clean up. We've got brush piles. We've got dozer piles. To be honest, that right there, if we have critters or wild dogs, which you guys know we have, having big piles of timber like this is why you have critters, raccoons, coyotes, foxes, even wild dogs looking for cover. So that's what that wood chipper's for. That's why we're gonna make all this go away. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The butterflies been tagging along the whole way. I really do want your guys' opinion though on that weeping willow. And somebody asked if that's where Willow's name came from. Yes and no. We had Willow first, obviously, our dog. But on the way to get the dog, Ray was reading me some names, and I'm a big tree guy. One of my tattoos is a tree. And the Tree of Life talks about being rooted in the faith. But she said willow, and it just kind of stuck. And we were always going to get a weeping willow. She's always wanted one. Just worked out. So I mentioned putting a steer in here, and I'm not going to do that now because of the animals that we've got going in here this afternoon. So just stay tuned. It's like literally like 5 more minutes. I know it's a premiere, but if you're watching later and you skip ahead, shame on you. Because between now and 5 minutes before the new animals get here, I'll probably say something hysterical and you'll miss it and you won't know. Or I'll just talk about my wood chipper more. Wow. So that big weeping willow, it's got to go in here somewhere, right? I mean, we don't want to block our view though. We worked really hard on this. So we'll see. I could put it down here. No, they're going to trim it, but maybe that's not a bad thing. I don't know. Now, to get it to grow healthy and be a big tree, I'll have to put a fence around it or something because it's going to be a while before they can eat the leaves off of it and it'll survive. Right now, they just murder it. So we actually ordered some trees last year and they didn't make it, none of them. We got it reclaimed underneath the 1-year warranty. Some of them didn't make it a week, but there was an amber, what was that thing? I forget. We had one amber glow, some kind of tree, supposed to be about 50, 60 feet tall. Anyway, it almost was alive when we decided to get a refund on all of them. And I stuck it in there and the cows ate it like the first day. I mean, the first day. It was like 6 foot tall tree, had a bunch of little baby leaves all over it. Murdered. I know, it's semi-frustrating because you guys can't figure out why I'm not coming in there, but you literally, listen, I've been calling myself a poopologist, but last night I came up with poo-poo guru. There's been a lot of times where I'm like, that needs a t-shirt, but poo-poo guru might actually need to happen. So you guys' poop looks amazing, in case you were wondering. You're very well fed. You have the most grass out of anybody per head. Okay, there's 8 acres in here. So you guys don't need food. Not today, not cubes. Neither do y'all. Okay, you're good. even Frosty and Blue. There's actually a bale of hay in here and a bale of hay in the 20 acres with the big cows. Something about, so see this lighter color? It's, excuse you. He's got more flies on him than either of those three, including Frosty. He doesn't have very many flies on him, and he's got a ton. He always does. There's something about, oh, bam. Now they're gonna wrestle. There's something about it, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, buddy. I'm not sure. So Taters is not a mean steer at all, but he is a perfect example of why you don't want to reach through a fence to pet one, because every time you touch him, he throws his head up. And if you got your arm in here like this and you're petting him, oh man, oh boy, the pain, man, that would hurt. Don't ever reach through a fence to pet him. Look, I don't even reach through when I'm messing with the water. And he likes having his neck scratched, but don't reach through the fence to touch his head with any of them. Morning, girls. Allie, what do we think? Working on petting them. You know you want to. You know you want to. Come here. Yeah, too cool for school. Honey's food driven. She won't come up. Blue. Now Blue, not really going to hurt you at this stage. Neither would Frosty if you're reaching through, so it'd be all right. But listen, they all need fly spray. I say need. They're not really in the flies aren't really in their faces yet. But with rain coming, it would be a waste. We learned that the hard way a couple of times. I even cut it too close last time, and I think a few of them didn't quite take. So even though it says about 48 hours before rain and you're good, I think it's actually more. So it's just part of it. That's why we have those insecticide tags that we're going to try. And we're also going to, spider, doggone it. So insecticide tags we're going to try because those are essentially waterproof. What else? We're going to move the chute so we can treat them better. But yeah, we'll be okay. Pig, pig. Pig, 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 pig. Pig, 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 pig. Pig, 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 pig. Pig. Woo! Izzy, I got you some friends. Izzy. I told you guys I'd do it. I told you. All right. Well, I bent my trailer the other day taking Dizzy to the processor, so I'm having to use baling wire to get my gate to shut. That's a good time. These baling wire shears are fantastic. All right, well, here goes nothing. Let's do this. I did a real number on this, man. When Jake comes to work on my dad's fence, we're gonna have him, I'm gonna, fix this somehow. Jake, just throw another hour's worth of labor on my dad's fence bill. He's good for it. Here, let's. Okay, pig, pig. Okay, pig, pig. Will they jump out of this, I wonder? Oh, did you guys pee-pee on my wood? Good. Go, 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 go. Jump. Izzy, friends. Friends, Izzy. Oh, she ain't feeling it. Look at the hawk on the head. Oh, she's feeling it. And little lady, you got some company now, okay? I'm gonna go tell everybody about him, but there is a girl, and she's gonna be your friend, so you can be nice and hang out with her, okay? Be nice and hang out with her. Yep, you got ticks. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. All right, let's go see where they went. Look at them just eating. These are 2 Idaho pasture barrows. Is that right? They're not boars. They've been cut, so they're going to be feeders. And the Idaho pasture, if you didn't know, They're like a Duroc, a Kuni, and something else. I forget. Somebody will know in the comments. We've had them before. But they get a little bit bigger than Miss Dizzy was, because we actually got a call from the processor, and as big as we thought Dizzy was, they estimated when I dropped her off, she was going to have about 110 pounds of ground, and she wound up only having 60. So there was a lot of fat on that pig. These IPPs, completely different story. So that's why they're here. They are for food, but let me show you. One of them's not. One of them's going to be here. And she's actually an IPP crossed with a feeder pig. He thought it was like a Duroc. So we'll see how big she gets. And then I probably will breed her. And she'll be kind of like June if she gets big enough, like 350, 400, which is about the size of Dad's Lola. But if she gets to 350 or 400, she'll be like June, where we breed her with an IPP boar. And I've got a contact to get one when she's breeding age. And we just have our own supply. And that's what I want to do. So they can live in here. I'm not trying to get them, gotta watch ticks back here. I'm not trying to get them like super huge. And I'm not trying to like turn them over and eat them right now, but we do have 2 males that are cut. And I'll show you when I catch up to them. Little stinkers, man. There's still 3. But I'm finding parts of the property I didn't even know existed. Trying to chase these guys down and get a better view for you. So, I mean, obviously I knew this existed, but I'm pretty sure some of this is poison ivy. That's a good time. See if we can head them off and kind of run them in a corner down here at least. Even if I got to zoom in. Okay. So the red one is a cut male. The one closest to us, I believe, is a female. Nope. Okay, the 2 closest to us are the males. And they're cut. And that one right there will be delicious. So that's a male, that's a male, that's the female. So that's pretty good. But what else they'll help with is turning this land over too, which we really need a lot of help with in raised pasture. So I'm gonna be real quiet, real slow. So this one right here, this red one will be an eater. One of the spotted ones will be an eater. Okay, the far right is the female. So pretty stinking excited. My goal was to find a set of 3, which I found. And out of that set of 3, I wanted 1 female that we could breed. Now, I don't need her to be bred right now because we got Dizzy coming back and we got 2 boys we can eat whenever we want. So really I've got, 6-8 months to find a good breeding boar. And by then, these boys might be ready to eat. I don't know. We'll see how fast they grow. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited. But that female and Izzy, we can breed to a boar and have our own bacon supply. You know what I'm saying? Woo. My goodness. Well, let me show you something. It's been a few hours. I've been shedding some calories. Woo, she ain't straight, but it looks good. Just need to fix one little joint down there. So there you go. It looks like just the last joint, which actually, it's actually pretty straight. There's a little bend in it right there. But the very end, I have not actually straightened out. I just hammered it together, so. Hopefully if we get a bunch of rain, that'll slow it down a little bit, but I also haven't backfilled against it. I'm getting ready to, but looks like we're gonna get a little shower first. So anyway, speaking of baby grasses, there's a few of them. I was kind of hoping it would be a little more covered before Memorial Day, when the family comes over, but it looks like July 4th might be a little more realistic, but that's all right. It's progress, man. Well, as far as I know, the pigs are still over there. Should we go look? Should we go see if they're over there? Ready to storm. I don't know how much I'm gonna venture into the trees. I'm also home by myself, and heaven forbid I get bit by a snake or a scorpion or something like that. I don't want to have to worry about that by myself. I could get the side-by-side and come in here, but I'm sure they're okay. I just can't believe Izzy's not responding. Izzy! Izzy! What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, I didn't get you a cell phone so you could ignore my calls. Goodness, Case. I mean, Izzy. Whew. There they are. So yeah, I had to jump into side-by-side. Started sprinkling, and we've got lightning within 15 miles. So I'd have fed you if you came up there. It was too late now. Yep. Too slow. Oh, pig. So, I think that's, oh, look out. That's the little girl with the black ears. Right there. So she'll be here a while, and she'll be bigger than Izzy one day. Uh-oh. Easy, Bruiser. I guarantee she won't play that. He's definitely cut, right? I mean, if it's not, I don't really care. Just means we get bacon seeds quicker, but I'm pretty sure he was cut. I don't know. He was a little bit funny looking. You want to know the truth? I might have to, dude, he ain't cut. Is he? I don't think he's cut. No. We'll see. Might have just got myself a bargain. What do you say, lady? What do you say? Gooser! Wiener! Hang on, I gotta show the people. It's the first rain on the pool. Oh my gosh. Summer rain. Man, y'all hear that thunder? Well, she's getting ready to rip. Hang on, let's turn this off for a second so you guys can hear me. Is that Izzy? Nope, it's the little piggies. Big pig. Big. That's awesome. This is the only gate I'm actually worried about them getting out of, but man, they'd have to be really determined. So, and if they did, these guys would go nuts. You'd go nuts, wouldn't you, Willow? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Willow? Yeah. I see you, buddy. I'm sorry. I see you. All right, man, a lot of moving parts in this video. I want to touch on something that somebody threw at me in the comments in a premiere a couple weeks ago, and I'm using it as a teaching lesson, not a calling out lesson. If I was calling them out, or if I was losing sleep over it, it would probably pop up in every video. But please understand, when you guys say, hey, don't give them the time of day, or when you say, just ignore them, or whatever, or, you know, you live in a glass house, you're on YouTube, it just, listen, I'm not losing a wink of sleep. I take all the comments, good and bad, and I turn the negativity into a teaching moment. And today, because it's Sunday, I'm going to turn it into a preaching moment. So get ready, okay? Some of y'all like this, some of y'all don't. If you don't, sounds like a you problem. So here's the deal. Somebody said in the comments, where do you guys go to church? And I listened to a sermon this morning. That's right, I listened to one. And I go to church 24/7, 365. June 9th, 1991, I accepted my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, into my heart. At Forest Park Baptist Church in Joplin, Missouri, Dr. John Wren was the pastor. In 1996, a few years later, I was baptized by my uncle, Steve Davenport, my mom's brother-in-law. All I can say is, we are the church. Where two or more gather in my name, church. We are the church. You are where church is, gathering in his name, okay? I've got a very close, I don't want to go into too much details, friend that is a female preacher in a country where Christianity might as well be against the law. And they hold church in apartment buildings in secret, and they pray in silence, and they sneak Bibles around. Are you telling me those folks aren't going to church? Is that what you're saying? Help me out here a minute. I have this platform. I do. 40 to 60,000 views. Let's go on the low side. 40,000 views, 7 days a week. That's 250,000 people a week listen to what I have to say. That's 1 million people a month. I just realized that. Little old me, man. Little me. Nobody. Just some guy and his wife and kids in the woods in Northeast Oklahoma. 1 million people a month I have the opportunity to talk to about something like this. What a blessing. So yeah, you're darn right. Church. Thanks for being here. Evangelism. Why do I talk about it on YouTube? Why do I talk about Christ? Why do I talk about the fact that I believe Jesus, the Son of God, God in human form, walked this earth and people shook his hand? Why do I talk about that on YouTube? Well, because that's what we're called to do. We're called to talk to people. And, in high school, I heard a sermon by a guy with way more tattoos than I got. And I was kind of blown away that he had all these tattoos, and he was invited to speak at my small private Christian school. And he said something funny. He was like, he said, there's some respect for, the collar in prisons. But he said, when I walk into a prison and I'm covered in tattoos, head to toe, I shave my head, and these prisoners see me, these guys, and some of the hardest criminals and some that are there for minor offenses even, they see him and they're like, I could talk to that dude. He's been places. And then he's like, no, I was homeschooled. I serve at my church every weekend. I've never smoked, drank, drugged, or ran with girls that do. You know what I'm saying? He just had a lot of ink. And he was like, that allowed me to talk to people that maybe somebody knocking on your door with a Bible couldn't. And I look at it myself that way a little bit. I am the most regular person you'll ever meet in your life. I was extremely humbled, and I am every time I go to a meet and greet, but I was extremely humbled at what people thought of us and the stories you guys shared. And the reason I bring up Christ is we are to talk about him. Now, I would never lead, if I was looking to witness to somebody, I would never lead or start off with, where do y'all go to church? Or do you go to church? That's an immediate, like, whoa, what's he trying to do? He's going to invite me to church. Oh, goodness, now I have to serve on Sundays. I got to greet. I have to pass the offering plate. Oh, my goodness, I have to. They're out. They're done. You lost them. Because that's what people think of as church. But we are the church. We, me and you. This is church right here. I'm churching right now. Okay? Are you, in your daily walk, talking to people about Christ? Because let me say something. And I heard this in a sermon, so I don't want to take credit away from who said this, but it wasn't me. But I don't want to tell you who said it, because then you'll focus on where it came from and you won't hear the message. What if I told Ray when she gets home later that I'm going to quit telling people publicly that I love her and she's my wife and best friend, and I'm just not going to acknowledge her in public. I'm not going to wear a ring. Now, I still love her. I still talk to her. I still live with her. I still pray with her. I still hang out with her. She's my best friend. She's the mom to my kids. What if I told her that, hey, I'm not gonna do that anymore? I still love you, but, how do you think that conversation would go? Well, I don't know. How's it go with Christ? I mean, who are you telling about Jesus today? You know what I'm saying? 1 million people a month, 40,000 people a day. I truly believe that, and it's not, I'm not speculating here. I'm not pausing. It's not hesitation. I'm trying to tell you so that you hear it in my voice. Everything you do is leading up to another point in your life. If John Wren's sermon had not struck a chord with me in 1991, when I was 7 years old, barely 7 years and 1 week old, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. We wouldn't be holding church right now. All the things I've been through wouldn't help me to understand that everything I've been through brought us to this moment. I remember my mom and my dad talking to Dr. Wren, because at 7 years old, you have the faith of a child still. You believe anything. I still believe in Santa. You know what I mean? In a very, very different way. So I remember after the service, after I went forward, and I'm talking a congregation of like 400 or 500 people, and I'm 7 years old, and I raised my hand when he said, if you just prayed that prayer and accepted Jesus as your Lord and Savior into your heart. I raised my hand as a 7-year-old. And I walked down front. I remember it. I do. And Dr. Wren talked with my mom and dad afterwards. And he told my mom, because she was just wanting to make sure, Dr. Wren said, he understands. He gets it. He made that decision. And here I stand. My first tattoo, the very top one, it says faith in Hebrew. And it's on my right hand. I cannot shake someone's hand without them seeing faith on my wrist. But Chad, it's in Hebrew. They can't read Hebrew. I know. I want them to ask what it is. I want them to say, what's that tattoo? That's why I did it. My first one I ever got. And I've got many, many more that tell many stories, and they're mine. They're personal to me. Not to get whatever, but on YouTube, we have the ability to click on your name, and we can see how often you comment, and we can see how long you've been subscribed and how long you've been a member of YouTube. And, if you made a rude comment and I click on your name and it says you've been subscribed for 45 minutes and you've never commented before, and you joined YouTube yesterday, I'll be honest, I'm going to assume you're a troll. I get it. Don't ever assume, but I that is my walk. That is my talk. And I sincerely appreciate each and every single one of you that join us day in and day out, and you watch us watch paint dry. As somebody famously said in the comments, and I really appreciated it, you watch me watch grass grow right now. And that grass, let that represent my faith. And if you've been with us long, you know what we've been through. And I think the reason that we seem so blessed at times is because everyone got to watch what we went through to get here. And I can't thank y'all enough for being with us. God bless you on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday evening. Thoughts and prayers for anybody affected by severe weather right now. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you guys. Love every single one of you. Shalom, shalom. Right? If you know, you know. Amen.